Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss a very important case on search proceedings. Whenever a search is initiated or a search is done on the assessee, then it becomes a very unwelcome situation for the assessee because when the search is there, a number of the proceedings against the assessee are being initiated. For example, assessment proceedings. And sometimes after completing the assessment proceedings, if the principal commissioner feels that the order is not erroneous or the order is erroneous, then he can initiate the revision under section 263. At the same time, there is equal danger that the department can go for Benami proceedings. And in the meantime, when the department seizes the cash and the other assets, the department do not part away with these assets to the assessee until and unless the whole matter is over. Mean, when the additions are being made, the assessee is in the appellate proceedings until and unless the final verdict comes, which takes 20 years, 25 years, the assets of the assessee are not given to the assessee. And all we know that what is the quality of the assessment orders nowadays, whether these are the orders in the faceless regime or it is not in the faceless regime. So the assessee has to bear the heat of the provisions and bear the heat of the lethargic nature of the department. In the present case, when the search was made on the assessee, the name of the case is Irfanudeen Abdul Munaf versus Principal Director of Income Tax, and this case has been reported in 459 ITR, page number 566. The matter has been decided by Madras High Court and the date of the judgment is 12th July 2023. In this case, a search was made on the assessee and the relevant assessment year which was in consideration in this case was assessment year 21-22, and a cash of rupees 99.75 lakh was seized from the home of the assessee's friends. When the assessment proceedings were going on, this cash was added into the income of the assessee, and when the assessment order was passed, then the Principal Commissioner of Income Tax initiated the revision proceedings under section 263. In the meantime, the Benami proceedings were also initiated against the assessee, and the department attached the cash in the Benami Act, which was already seized by the Income Tax Department. The assessee filed the writ against this action. For this, the court said that while passing the order under the Benami Act, the assessee was not heard, so the matter was remanded back. And in the meantime, also the assessee filed a writ against the department on the plea that whatever the assets in the form of cash has been seized by the department, that should be adjusted against the tax liability of the assessee. The department countered this writ petition on the ground that the assessee should have moved an application under the provisions of section 132 before moving to the writ court, because there is provision in section 132 that the assessee has to move an application if the assessee wants the adjustment of the cash seized for its tax liability. Because in the present case, the assessee has not done so, so the writ petition of the assessee should not have been entertained. When the Madras High Court heard the matter, the Madras High Court said that in the present case, the assessee should move to the department and file an application for the adjustment of the cash seized with its tax liability. It is very surprising that how active the department is nowadays, because whatever the cash has been seized by the department initiates the proceedings under the Benami Act for the attachment of that cash, because it has been seen and it is the practice of the department that whatever the assets have been seized or whatever the documents and deeds have been seized during the search, the department do not give these assets or the documents to the assessee very easily. For this, the assessee has to move to the writ court and had to obtain the order from the writ courts. the department is very lethargic in his approach, and whatever the letters are being submitted to the department, they are taken very lightly and they are treated as they have been thrown into the dustbin. At the end of this video, the conclusion of the case is that the assessee has to move an application for the adjustment of the cash seized for its tax liability. The name of the case is Irfanudeen Abdul Munaf versus Principal Director of Income Tax, and this case has been reported in 459 ITR at page number 566. The matter has been decided by Madras High Court and the date of the judgment is 12th July 2023.